Hello everybody and welcome to a new messweb Klappstuhl interview. Today I'm a guest in Aachen at the FRABA Group, and FRABA is a manufacturer of sensors and encoders. I'm pleased to welcome Toby Best at the Klappstuhl today. So Toby is the General Manager of Ubito in Singapore, and that's exactly what we want to talk about today, Ubito. And what the brand does mean for the FRABA Group, and that we want to discuss today. So welcome, Toby, on the Klappstuhl.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
So Toby, yes, we want to talk about Ubito. Can you briefly explain what Ubito means for the FRABA Group and what role does it play for you?
Sure. So in the FRABA Group, there's a very strong recent history with a technology, a specific technology, Wiegand effect technology. And this has been a core technology of Klapptuhl encoders, which is a sister brand within the FRABA Group. And so Ubito was created, launched in 2021, essentially as a Wiegand effect technology company. So with the main purpose of optimizing, pushing the boundaries of the technology itself, and also supporting customers, facilitating Wiegand solutions into their own applications. Maybe for your viewers, I can give a very brief explanation of Wiegand technology. So Wiegand effect devices, such as the one I have in my hand, this is our newest Wiegand sensor, are essentially an electromagnetic energy harvesting and sensing technology. And they have a special characteristic, which is that they provide consistent energy pulses in a much wider range of magnetic conditions than traditional electromagnetic harvesting. And this unique characteristic is a perfect fit to certain applications where you need small amounts of consistent energy repeatedly and reliably.
Perfect. So Ubito stands for the introduction of the new Wiegand technology into new markets. What are the markets you want to go in?
Okay, so over the last few years, we have worked a lot and invested a lot into pushing the boundaries of the technology, optimizing the amount of energy you can get, the circumstances under which that energy can be obtained. This opens up a lot of possibilities. In fact, 2 years ago, we announced that we were able to, in fact, power wireless communication, which was a great breakthrough. And we also are now working towards developing complementary technologies. So we now have a new ASIC, which is going to allow us to open up Wiegand energy harvesting counting applications to a wider range of people and a wider range of customers.
So how will the new business model affect the development of new technologies, and will Wiegand be developed further?
Right. So in terms of the optimization of the technology, we've certainly pushed the boundaries very far. And we reached this milestone with the wireless communication. And in these areas, we're certainly supporting partnerships with customers looking to develop into brand new areas of such as IoT. But what's really going to be our big push this year is with the release of our new logic ASIC, which is an energy harvesting counting logic ASIC that pairs perfectly with the Wiegand sensor. We make it possible for us to have a bundle of components, a kit, if you like, for customers to then develop their own Wiegand-powered, energy-independent counting solutions.
Mm-hmm. And with the kit, what experience have you gained so far for that?
Yeah, so one of the big challenges that customers have is the fine lines and the target, if you like, for developing an effective system. Yeah, there's a reason why Klapptuhl is a market leader, and there are not a huge number of players at the moment with Wiegand solutions. However, there's a massive demand. We've seen a huge surge, particularly in the last 18 to 24 months, of interest in this technology. And so our real focus is to make it more accessible. And to do this, we've focused on flexibility to make many more designs feasible and possible. And the two main areas we focused on here are to make our ASIC more flexible in terms of the layout and design of the encoder, And also with this next generation Wiegand sensor that we'll be launching this year, which has a much wider range of possible magnetic conditions where it can work effectively. And this really makes it much easier and more accessible for customers to design their own solutions.
Mm-hmm. So when we talk about the kit or this compact bundle, it's a very small bundle, to say. So what does it mean for the customer? What are the benefits? Only or just to be small? What are the other benefits the customer has?
That's a great question. Thank you. So one of the important features that our ASIC has is that it actually has an external magnetic sensor. So there are four main key components, if you like, to the kit. One obviously is the energy and sensing unit, the Wiegand sensor. Also, the other key component is the ASIC, which is specially developed to work together with the energy harvester, the Wiegand sensor. And additionally, you need a very specialized FRAM, which has an extremely low power consumption, which is where you store the count using the power of the Wiegand sensor. And we have an external magnetic sensor. Because this magnetic sensor is external, and it's tiny, I'll show you it, you can see it, barely see it on the tip of my thumb. It's a 1 millimeter square. And this really gives a lot of flexibility for the layout, the arrangement for customers. So different customers maybe have different magnetic situations, different requirements. And this really opens up the possibilities for them, rather than being constrained by having a fully integrated solution.
So I've heard that you are open for partnerships. It's important for you as Ubito. How do you organize cooperation with partners who manufacture the FRAM or the TMR sensors?
Okay, so we've been working very, very closely with a number of key manufacturers on this, and it's been really essential to find FRAMs that are reliable, that have an extremely low power consumption, that really fit perfectly and harmoniously to the other components within the kit. So we've secured some partnerships with that, with different manufacturers, both for the FRAM and for the TMR, to really provide a reliable and effective solution. And also cost effective, which is also a key element. But I think what we've seen and what we've shared with our partners, and they also support us in this, is the huge potential moving ahead for other customers, new customers, to start introducing this technology into their products.
And you're searching worldwide?
Yes. For sure, yeah. So we get daily requests and interest at the moment. Recently on SBS, we had a lot of customers from many different regions who are really excited by the opportunities for Wiegand, particularly in the rotary encoder areas, to give them this energy harvesting counting application.
So when we have a look on the whole FRABA Group, so the most important products of the group are the encoders or the multi-turn encoders. So how does Ubito promote design flexibility during the development?
Right. So first of all, we've developed these flexible products, which obviously makes it extremely accessible. We also provide application notes, component support. We provide connections to our partners who provide the other elements of the kit. And I think at the moment we're in a very fortunate position where, due to the success of the Klapptuhl encoders and our relationship with them under the FRABA Group, we get a lot of passive marketing where customers are coming to us with requests. But obviously we do promote and present our products as well. And this year, you may have seen at SPS, we had the Wiegand Beyond batteries, which I think really speaks to this idea of energy harvesting, self-powered sensing. And the main core message is that in many applications, there's a dependency on batteries, and we're opening possibilities to remove this dependency and move forwards to beyond batteries.
Yep. So let's have a deeper look on the Wiegand sensor, on a new Wiegand sensor. So how does it contribute to design flexibility? And you have a new machine, I've heard, and what helps it for producing the new Wiegand? Yeah. And what is different to the other one?
That's right. So the old Wiegand sensors, the first generation Wiegand sensors, had a number of manual steps. It's a relatively simple device, but there are some complex steps, quite difficult to reproduce in an automated robotic sense. And we relied on very skilled manual labor in our factories, either in Poland or in Malaysia. But obviously with that, despite the skill level of the workers, there's always a difference between workers or on days, and this did give a level of consistency that was below what we dreamed of. And so we had this aspiration to create this automated machine. We worked on it extensively for the last 2 years, and we finally come up with a fantastic, exciting design which allows us to take almost all of these manual steps, these complex steps, automate them, involve robots in the process, and this gives us a complete consistency of quality and performance and reliability. And it also allows us to scale up. You know, we don't need to train new workers and such, which can be a challenge sometimes to source the people. Instead, we build up another machine. We have a doubling of capacity, increasing of capacity. And so this consistency of quality is a huge bonus for us and for our customers. And obviously the scaling up factor is valuable when we're looking at such a big opportunity in the market.
So let's have a look in the future. What other counting applications do you see for the Wiegand technology, particularly with regards to self-powering, for example?
Right, yeah, it's a great question. One of our original motivations and the original mission behind Ubito was to push the boundaries and open up vast possibilities. And we've already seen that the inquiries come from areas we hadn't imagined were possible to use energy harvested from Wiegand effect. And I think for the counting applications, we're starting to see a lot of inquiries outside of the rotary encoder space, where maybe you're, for predictive maintenance, you're trying to understand how many times a machine moves or is activated or used. For example, if you have a mechanical part with a limited lifespan, like a spring, for example, in a rolling door, where you have these huge heavy doors that go up and down, and the spring has a limited life. And rather than just change them on a time basis, you can save a lot of money if you're focusing really on the number of activations of that spring. And there are other applications where event counting or event-triggered sensing, for example, environmental sensors inside machines where you have a movement, there's a huge explosion in IoT sensing all around the world. The number of devices increases by huge factors every year. And there's a lot of different applications, and they're very dependent often on batteries. They can't put a cable in, they want a wireless communication, but they can't have a power source. So they depend on batteries, and batteries are increasingly expensive, undesirable. And so in many cases where you have this movement, you have a sensing need, you can use Wiegand effect harvesting to provide energy for that system. And the number of applications is huge, yeah, obviously.
Yes, so Toby, this was a deep insight into Ubito and in the new Wiegand technology. So yeah, I think we and hopefully our visitors will follow up this technology. It was a pleasure to meet you here in Aachen, Toby. And I hope we see us next time, wherever in the world. And until then, all the best for you and good luck for Ubito. Thank you, Toby, for having you.
It's been great. Thank you, Dirk. Thank you.